to the 420, damn it.
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. Just as much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
Hola. Hi, how are you?
I was still singing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you unmuted me too fast, and I didn't want anybody here. So
You know what? Actually, that happens automatically, which is really cool.
is it?
Yeah.
Cool. I thought you did it.
Well, I do some of it. What are you rolling there, Mary Jane?
I'm rolling roaches, Al.
Oh, I got lots of roaches here to roll too. I'm there tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh no, I'll be there tomorrow at the store. I'm just too lazy. I didn't want to go today because I got to get gas, and I'm going to that event tomorrow in Peterborough. So I figured I'd just do it all at once.
Peterborough.
Yeah, the Keep Art Alive event. We're basically it's a live auction.
Oh, cool.
As well as an online auction, and
Cool.
yeah, it's just support. There's like a place in Peterborough that helps people with mental disabilities and just help them live like normal lives.
Awesomeness. Oh,
I should plug them. It's called Alternatives.
I was just going to say you should. Yes. I just shared us twice. So that will be twice as good this week.
Shared us twice where?
On my wall. I'm editing to add you guys now. You see.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
But it's shared on our page. I know it's shared on our page.
Al, I'm sorry I missed you at Karma Cup.
I was standing in Al's pocket.
I know. I seen Al.
I said hi. You were standing.
before.
I saw him. I saw you beside him.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
It was the
he
other
was recording
angle.
then.
It was the other. It was Irene's camera, and I just saw you standing, saying hi to Al.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I had a lot of fun.
I was going to ask you. You enjoyed it? Yes.
Oh yeah. The most exciting news. I know. There's no trophy for fourth. Don't bust my balls. But I actually came fourth in the topical category, by a difference of a 0.12.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Next
I
year.
know where my failure is.
Okay. So now you know for next year.
Watch out, people. I'm coming for you next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. All you winners. And all you want to be winners.
Do you
Get
have
your entries ready.
there were fuck. I knew all this stuff before the show started. I can't remember how many entries there were this year. But
I don't even know. I know there was 13 in my category.
13?
That would have been funny if there was 5, eh?
Wow.
If I came 4th out of 5. That would have been funny. But no, there was 13 topicals. And I mean, it ranged everything from, pain relievers to, I entered my bath salts.
Oh, did you?
Is actually what I have to make here in a bit. I got to make some more bath salts for the event tomorrow. But I just didn't use strong enough oil. The medicinal effects weren't long lasting, wasn't strong enough. So I'm on the hunt to get a better oil.
Make your own?
Yeah, it's the concentration, the recipe, and I think I might know who to talk to on this.
I'm honestly thinking about getting a green oil machine.
Different kind of oil.
Okay.
Green oil is that thick, black oil, right?
Well, Fico, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm
Green?
talking about like
It shouldn't be that
Um,
green though.
no, it's like a
Green
brown.
oil comes. Green oil comes from people who don't know how to make oil.
No, it's called a green oil machine.
He knows that. He's just being an ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
At least
But-
he's honest
I
about
remember getting green oil when I was younger.
But that machine would make green oil.
it. Okay, you remember about 5 or 6 years ago, well, maybe a little bit earlier than that, but Ross got a green oil machine to try it.
Yeah, they're selling them at the store for
I know.
$700 or some shit.
Yeah, they're not cheap. And one night, Deb left it on overnight, and when they woke up, it was the consistency of a shatter, he said.
Yep. Because everything would evaporate off.
Yeah, so I mean that would be a good way to make shatters, and I think that this just might be.
Well,
another
not really,
thing
because
I
it's
think
also
that would be a way to
degrading a lot.
destroy the machine.
It's not just that. Like, yeah, it's probably not good for the machine, but you're
depleting.
You're heating up all of those cannabinoids. They're all going to decarboxylate. They're all going to start converting over to CBN.
I meant it's a good way to make oil safely, is what I meant.
Yeah, they say it's safe.
Well,
it's a distiller,
even still, outside is still safe.
If you get one,
I'd still be worried about fumes.
If you get one that's on the cheaper side of things, they have seals for water, not alcohol. So you have to make sure you get one that's rated for alcohol at the very least.
I don't know. I'd rather just let somebody else do it because they know what they're doing.
Well, I don't have somebody else up here to do it.
Oh, did you see the new product that hit the OCS?
The lemonade?
No, the 8-ball Kush Shatterizer
Uh-huh.
in the pod. Like already comes. What is that? 510 thread? Is that what they call it? The thin one?
In your standard pod, right?
Yeah, the small. It's a different. I don't know. I'm excited. I ordered one. I'm just waiting. OCS.
Through OCS now, and you can get the 8-ball Kush shatter as well, I believe.
Shatter
now, which I have tried. Which is
I'm pretty sure they have shatter wax and butter. Is that right? I might be mistaken.
Yes, as well as now the new cartridges.
Yes.
And
the pre-rolls.
Ooh. Yes, that's right. Yes, the pre-rolls. And they're like and it's like a
You're gonna say the Fuka joint?
It's like a Fuka. Yeah, I was trying to think of who's cutting.
And then he stops.
Somebody with your camera off.
Darcy.
You. Gotta be you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Show yourself.
Dale's got his mic muted.
MJ, the reason I got my camera turned off is because my battery eats it up like crazy. Like I was 100% when I started, and I'm already at 84%.
So plug it in, buddy.
See, mine's plugged in right now.
I can't because then I can't use my headset.
Oh, motherfucker.
Oh, stupid iPhone, eh?
Yep.
This is why I left.
You don't have a wireless charger?
You can't plug in
like the
your
base?
phone and your headset at the same time.
No, not because of the new
it's an iPhone
the Firewire.
thing. It's the same port.
Yeah, it's the Firewire or whatever it's called.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
iPhone's stupid.
Now,
if you have a charging
in the U.S., in Europe, I should say, they have been told, Apple and Android have been told that they all have to have the same plug now from this date on because it's just gotten fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but did you see what their solution was?
No.
Have you seen what Apple started doing? Not just Apple.
Well, they have a plug that you can buy that fits in the plug.
A toggle. It's a toggle that costs $20 for that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, what it is they have the normal iPhone slot in the bottom of the phone. Sorry, I shouldn't be doing that. So you have the thing you put in the iPhone, and then on the other side of the cord, it's a USB-C.
Yes.
It's not a USB-A. It's a USB-C.
Fuckers.
And you're looking at it going, how in the fuck am I supposed to put this into the block that I already have? And I think that's where Darcy was getting at. It's an adapter piece now that you have to buy. Don't buy it for $20. Go to the dollar store. They actually have them for $4.
Yeah. What she said.
Hey, that didn't help me 2 weeks ago, MJ.
I'm sorry. But everything's doing it. Like, my boyfriend got Beats for his birthday. Same thing.
Yep. I got a pair of Beats here that they charge up, but the power button won't turn them on. So that's why I can't do it wireless. So that's why I got to have them plugged in with the cord. And if I haven't plugged in with the cord, like I'm using them now, talking to you guys, and they work fine. But if I unplug them right now, they'll stop working, and
that's probably why your phone dies as fast too, because it's draining the.
Well, it's a little bit of everything.
Jeez.
I got so sick of having to fight with my phone to keep it even charged. I went to a Samsung from an iPhone.
Yeah, this battery is only a year and a half old too.
I went to Lyft all day, taking pictures, snapping movies, and it lasted. I still had 80% when I got home, kind of thing, you know. But it's a new phone, right? My sister just had to change hers, and she's only had it for 3-4 years because it wasn't keeping the charge. But that's what they do. At least with a Galaxy, you can change the battery.
$65 for me to get a new battery for this, and after taxes and they put it in for me, it was $82.
Wow.
Yep, just to put a battery in this phone, and it's only a year and a half old.
You know, if you had a camera, you know, you'd be able to show us the phone.
No, because he's on it.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
I know. I caught that one out.
I was trying to trip him up. I was trying to trip up the Sarcy.
Is that? Oh no! Don't say that tonight. Ha ha
ha. Oh, I wanted to show this off before we moved too far from Karma Cup.
Oh, that's nice. That's cool.
So this, oh my god, I can't even turn it the right way.
You making those?
No, Ashley, Kalia.
Oh, I love Ashley's stuff.
Yeah, I love THC. On Instagram, it's all that glitters.
Ashley's
find
from
them on
SKG
so
Bakery.
Fucking Good. So fucking good. They won again this year. No surprise.
It takes me a minute to even say it because you have to think it out in your head. But
it's a Sofa King.
Yeah, they were at the farm last year for the event that they have in Alderville, which is coming up. They're doing another one.
Yeah. They go all over.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't notice any of the vendors that I know this time, though. I think they're keeping it not so legacy.
Where at Karma?
No, at the at Sweet Leaf. They're doing a thing, right? Yeah. So, but anyways, Marcel is showing off his oil.
Show off. No one has to show off.
Not to anybody on the show. Everyone on the show can't see it.
Yeah, Marcel.
Well, Dale said he couldn't see it either.
Yeah,
I shared it
I can't.
for Mary
why
Jane.
don't you share it on your video thingy there? Share it
I
on your
can't
video
see it
thing.
either.
Share it
That's
on
not
your
my
video
fault.
thing. Share it on your video thing.
I mean, we're on a podcast and we're talking about, hey, that's some nice oil, but nobody can see it except for us.
Exactly. Exactly, Marcel.
Exactly.
Come on, dude.
You guys are such a pain.
I think this is your first time here.
No, what's a pain is that fucking wind.
You know what? It's been very, very windy here. So I've tried a few different things, and then I just reversed it all and went with steaks. I even went and got chicken wire and made little cradles for them. But it was harder to put on there than I thought without damaging the plant. So I said, fuck it. Now I got a bunch of chicken wire.
All right.
I made the mistake of putting my plant in between the house and the trailer, and then the other people's house is right here, so it doesn't get very much wind.
Oh.
So I've been battling powdery mildew.
Oh.
Peroxide and water, MJ.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mix it I would say mix it 60 mils to a liter of water, but
can you
I
do
go
that
a little
when
more
they're budding?
aggressive.
Can you do it?
Yes.
When yeah. Okay.
Yes, you can, Al. But you got to remember to rinse.
Yes.
Or if you have experience with it, you don't really have to rinse if you know what you're doing.
Well, if you do it in the rain.
Well, no, because the reason I say rinse is because if you mix it a little too strong, it'll burn if the sun hits it.
Yes.
Right? But if you know what you're doing and you spray at, say, dark, and it's going to be dark for 8, 10, 12 hours.
So you should do that stuff in the evening?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I also made the mistake of putting it where it doesn't get morning sun.
I've noticed a little bit of a little something, and I don't think it's mildew. I don't think so. Every time I water the plants and I see it, I just give it a sprinkle, and it goes away, and then it's not there the next day. Right? So I'm thinking that it's just drying out, like it's just the plant, right?
You'll know mildew, Al.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is because it's just on a few. It's on a few of the bigger ones that are about to die, kind of thing, right?
I was dealing with it here, and I went and spent $200 on whitewash to help clear up my problem, and it cleared it up for a while, and then it just came back because it's just so. The temperature's just so crazy fluctuation down here now, and it's high humidity at night.
Yeah, I don't have that issue here. It's been raining for 2 days now, and
look at that oil.
It's either really what? Oh, look!
So
oil.
look at that oil. That's why I said, ooh.
Jump on in, folks.
That's an inch thick.
You expose that to the sun, do you, Marcel?
No, I just took a picture in the sun.
No, I mean to get rid of the chlorophyll.
Oh, no, I have other tricks.
Yeah.
Trade secret, sorry.
Yeah.
It's an amazing trade secret, but it works and it removes all chlorophyll and doesn't remove any THC.
Nope, it does it, Marcel.
Nope.
I'll never, and don't worry, I'll never know.
Because I've tested both sides.
What was that joint? That one up there. Can't forget.
But yeah, if you do it right, that's the color that your oil should be. Mm-hmm. So that's an inch deep and just over half a pound of oil.
So what happens if it's darker? Does it mean it got burned?
No, it means very likely that darkness comes from the chlorophyll in the plant, right? So one way to guarantee that your oil is going to come out green is when you look at some of the instructions that people give, and they say that you should soak it for 20 minutes.
Some people soak it for 20 hours. That's when you get really dark.
Pardon me?
I heard green oil was honey oil, and that was just the dealer or the guy's way of making twice as much oil.
No, it's just his oil's got chlorophyll in it. The problem with oil is it can be manipulated so easily for profit.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Because if you think of 1 gram of oil, all right, just a small little fraction of what's in that picture, 1 gram of oil can be cut 10 times and nobody would ever know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if it only takes you 5 or 6 milligrams to feel high, and you're sitting with a gram that's got 750, 800 milligrams, you only need a little bit to get high. So I would never buy oil because I've witnessed the horror stories that they give, like people cutting their oil with crazy glue.
Vaseline.
Vaseline, no.
Yeah. No, I've smoked it, had no idea. And then when I tried to give some to a guy friend of mine, he was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, I showed him the jar, and he's like, "You need to get rid of this now."
Yeah, I've heard of a lot of stories.
What about the guy that followed Rick Simpson's recipe of using naphtha and went to Canadian Tire and bought a couple jugs of naphtha and got bright red oil? because that naphtha is cooking fuel and it's dyed red with anti-rust inhibitors and things like that. But people made oil out of this stuff and then turn around and called it cherry oil.
Oh, shit.
Right? Because it was red, it must be cherry oil.
That's right, it must be
Wait,
cherry
what is
oil.
cherry oil?
Wow.
Another oil.
What?
It's just
There's
it's just
all kinds of different oils.
There's
like what makes honey oil and cherry oil? Is it just because it's different color?
Yeah, but they're both from butane extractions, or generally. So my oil comes out as a honey color. I could call mine honey oil, but honey oil is meant or referred to more of butane extractions.
Okay.
Because that's what you're left with is a little honey-colored oil that is still full of butane.
Because it should be vac purged for at least 96 hours.
Yep.
At least.
Just to remove the butane.
Yep. And you got to have a certain amount of vacuum on that when you're doing it.
Yep. So you literally have to put it into a vacuum chamber to remove the butane, which is basically giving you shatter.
Woohoo!
That's
Sorry,
so crazy.
got
I tried this one day with the tube, the honeycomb, right? And the bowl on the top.
Yep.
And the screen on the bottom, and you fill it full of weed, and then you put the butane in the top and go really, really slow. And we poured it all into the pan. Of course, we did all this outside. And then we put it on, it was a glass pan that we put on a hot plate. And we actually, no, it wasn't a hot plate. It was hot outside. That's what it was. It was hot outside. And we literally just stood there and whipped it and whipped it and whipped it and whipped it and whipped it. We tried to break up all of the just mix it together.
But then
we
when
ended
you
up
whip
with wax, but we didn't get the butane out of it.
No, because you didn't
We
vacuum.
did when we went to smoke it.
So what I've done is, because I did the butane one as a test, not a test, because I knew how to do it.
Test or not to test. That is
more of an example. But I did it in the winter. I did it in the wintertime.
Okay.
And I actually had my butane spraying into a bowl, and it was awesome because the bowl was sitting on a snowdrift. And as soon as it was hitting the bowl, it was still boiling off.
Yeah. So it'd be like.
Right? Yeah.
I'm now just remembering we had a hot water bath.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So we were evaporating it.
Yeah. After that, you go to hot water bath and get it down to basically there's no bubbles at all that you can see.
Yeah.
And you have an oil. Then you turn around and you take that, put it into a smaller dish, and I literally baked it in my oven at 200 degrees overnight.
Is that how you get shatter?
That's how I get rid of butane.
Oh.
And it was all I had left in the morning was shatter, and that was it. But would I do it again? No. It's not worth it. Your house stinks.
You can't just
leave,
it out, eh? You can't just leave it out and let it evaporate on its own?
You can, but it won't all evaporate because don't forget, the cannabinoids that you took off are extremely sticky.
Yes.
So they're going to hold on to anything they can grab onto. And if they can grab onto molecules of butane, they're going to hold on to them.
And leaving it out would degrade it pretty quick, I would think, too, right?
Exactly. You start degrading it over time. I mean, I was degrading mine, but I didn't really care because, again, it was just something I was playing around with.
Yeah.
So what they'll do is they'll do a vacuum purge. So you make your shatter, you use your butane or propane, whatever you're using. You make your slurry. You might as well call it a slurry because it's a mixture of fuel and oil. Throw that into the vacuum chamber, and like Darcy says, 96 hours under constant vacuum just to draw all of those molecules out of it. How many people can wait 96 hours?
I don't want to wait that long.
All right. So,
it's not a matter
so
of
in all honesty, you're much safer buying shatter and most shatters will tell you how it was purged, or quality shatters will tell you how it was purged.
You know, but when you go to an event and you buy a little pouch of shatter from this company or that company, you don't exactly know what you're getting until you look at it and try it. And there are a lot of people out there that'll try and make a few bucks by squeezing some more out, which means adding additives and shit. Right?
Let me throw this at you. What year did you start using cannabis?
Oh, don't ask me questions like that.
Come on, it's a simple question.
I was 19, so I mean, the first time I tried cannabis, I was 12 or 13, maybe 14, but I was 19 when I started. You know, when my buddy said, "Oh, come on, it's time you tried it."
So that's like 82, 81, 82?
59 on the 29th here. So that's
59 on the 29th.
Yeah.
You're 19. That'd put you around 82 or 83.
Wow.
Yeah. So in that time, how much stuff do you think you got was exactly what you were told?
Not much.
Right. So, I mean, it hasn't changed.
What is it this week, Joe? Purple Kush. You know, and that's literally what they do. I walked into a dispensary and nobody was there. So I said, how do you guys choose what strains you're going to offer up for this price or that price? He says the boss walks in, goes this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and that's how you go about your day. So it wasn't a matter of if it was a AAA bud or if it was, you know, an A bud or a quad as they call it now. You got what you got, you know. And for me, I know the strains that I like, and if I buy something that's supposed to be that strain and it's not what I know that strain is like, I just won't buy it again.
Right.
You know?
But see, the dispensaries now is a little different because before we had dispensaries, we had to deal with the guy on the street. And you were subjected to whatever
Buddy
he
down
had.
the road. Come on, say it properly.
Right. Right. Adam in apartment 12.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, you didn't really have much of a say in what you were getting. You have no idea how much intelligence the person you're getting it from has. All right. Most dispensaries now, you can go in. They're only going to sell stuff that they've looked at.
That's right. And guy down the road had a buddy come over and said, "Hey Al, I got a QP right here of this and this. Do you want it?" And you say, "Yeah, sure." And then you call up your guys and say, "Hey, I got a new strain." But in all honesty, I never knew what it really was. I never knew. All I knew is that the other guy in town was selling $80 bags, so I could sell a $40, $50, $60 bag and still make money. That's all I knew at that point. I did not even know the difference between a strain from this or that. I knew indica and sativa. That's it.
See, when we were kids, your choices were a name strain, and that would be like Panama Red, Jamaican, Colombian Gold, Acapulco Gold. Those were the types of strains that would have names because those would be what they are. Everything else was considered homegrown.
Or Mexican ditchweed.
But we never bought that.
Which was pretty good, and we gave us something to do with our albums.
Well, I can't say that because one time we did buy Florida dirtweed, and we got a pound each, and it came in garbage bags. And when I weighed out my garbage bag, it had 30 ounces in it.
And we used to get that shit. We used to get the shit that Robert Platzorn used to bring in. And Doug and I can't remember the other guy's name, the brothers that used to fly in shit and drop it off. the Black Tuna guys is Robert Platshorn, and
Yep.
the stories that they tell about bringing weed in.
What years? When would you say this was?
That's the 60s, 70s,
okay.
Early 80s.
Because I only was offered skunk or the dro.
So then that would have been in the 80s, 90s. In the 70s, that's when you had Panama Red and you had Acapulco Gold, and those were your
My mom brought me a T-shirt that said Acapulco Go on it with a little Mexican on it there when she was in Mexico the first time, and brought it back.
Right on.
Yeah.
And they were great strains back then.
But yet she was shocked when I started smoking pot.
But then also in the 70s is when Nixon started his big campaign
thing
of the war on drugs.
Yes.
So a lot of the up-and-coming cannabis that was really good stuff that was all being grown outdoor in California and stuff like that all started moving indoors to hide it from the cops.
And then we started.
As soon as that happened, we had a flourish of all these new strains, cultivars becoming more available from around the world. So you've got somebody in California has now got clones from an Afghani Kush.
Yes, the what's it called in California? There, that area.
The Golden Triangle.
The Golden Triangle. They have, wow. You can get anything.
They're not now as much as they were. Like in the 70s and 80s, that place was amazing. But a lot of those guys have now converted over to legal.
I was going to say a lot of them are. There's a lot of medical grows and there's a lot of legal grows, and there's still a lot of guerrillas out there as well. You know.
Oh yeah, there's still a lot of guerrilla growing, but the ones that were doing guerrilla growing and have converted over to the legal have realized that they were way better off doing what they were doing.
I think that's one of the articles that I posted this week, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
I'm looking to see what I posted.
I eat gummies, so I'm rambling.
Gummy. I'm a Gumby.
No gummies.
Gummy rambling man. There's a song for Jim to write up. I'm a gummy rambling man. That could be a
taste
hit.
testing.
I wonder if they make Gumby-shaped gummy molds.
Probably, and they've probably been said not to do that.
Oh, that'd be so fun to eat Gumby.
So Roger Federer is retiring. That's big news this week. And Pink Kush is Ontario's favorite cultivar. And that's from a U.S. magazine. So they would actually know. No, the growth op is Canadian, isn't it?
I can buy Gumby molds.
Who's Pink Kush? Because Pink Kush is the cultivar. There's like different cultivars who make Pink Kush.
Well, this is the growth op, and I believe that they are Canadian. I can't even get in there. There's an age gate.
Oh, you don't know how to work those, eh?
Yeah.
Even my 12-year-old can figure that out. Come on now.
I was looking at that one. That's the Pink Kush. Yeah.
Because I've smoked it by different.
It's pure sun. It's BC's Pure Sun Farms.
Yeah, I've got it.
Celebrating the success of its Pink Kush cultivar that has remained among its best-selling strains in Ontario since launching in June 2020.
Wait, it only came out in June of 2020?
Yeah, and this is going on stats from the OCS store. So,
right, this is based off of OCS sales.
Yeah, this is legal sales, not just people.
They've stayed in the top best-selling strains in Ontario.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that could also be because of pricing.
But Ontario sets the price.
Yeah, that's what I mean, exactly. And depending on who is in tighter with the OCS, who gets better prices and better deals and better.
Okay, now can they still only...
when it comes back to the Pink Kush cultivar, is it the best strain or is it just the best deal?
It's the best.
They sell better strains than Pink Kush. They sell a mint chocolate chip that's fucking amazing.
But maybe they don't sell more of it. They sell less of it.
Pure Sun Farms does great, but I mean, I'm not a Kush fan.
You know, I hear Shatterizer brand is doing very well at the OCS.
Yes.
I mean, Kush to me...
well, it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, they can't even keep it in stock. Same
I
with
have
Churro.
no problem with using Kush for oil, but not to smoke it. I don't like any Kush.
You know what?
And I find Pink is the only one I can smoke.
I've got
Violator.
Bisconte.
Oh, no, Hindu.
And it's got a very, very diesely taste to it.
Oh, the biscotti.
I don't like it. Yeah. I don't like it. I won't get it again.
I like them.
So you don't like the diesel flavors? I don't mind them. I don't like the Kush flavors.
I don't mind the Kush flavors, but I'm not a Kush fan.
I love the
because
citrus flavors.
I don't like being pouch bedded.
I like the skanky, gassy, fuely.
The diesely.
No, not diesely. Like it's almost like gas.
I thought diesel was gas.
Well, it is.
It is, but
gas.
It's
a
different.
scent.
It's just a different scent.
Oh, it smells the same to me.
Oh, I could give you.
I find diesel stuff has it's got a little bit of a back gruffy on the throat down at the bottom as it's going in, and it tastes like you smell diesel fuel, and I don't like it. I know it's not. It's just the odor of the plant, but I don't like it. I don't like the smell of gasoline.
I had a whole yard full of it last year.
What's that?
I had a whole yard full of diesel last year.
And did it smell like your backyard was full of diesel fuel or weed?
Well, weed and diesel fuel, because I had more than just that in there. This year it smells like skunks.
You know, it's just starting now. My buds, I should take some pictures this week, and they're just, probably about the size of a dime now.
I had 2 branches break off in the wind.
Al?
Yeah.
I literally have buds out there, and I'm not shitting you. About top colas are about 3.5 feet long, and they're bigger than your head.
Well, as we were talking about stuff before the show, I have ordered a greenhouse. It's a 6x12 hobby greenhouse. It's 6.5 point something feet tall at the peak. Hoping to be able to get it up. It's coming this week, next week. So I'm hoping to have it up on the weekend because it's dropping down to like 6-8 at night. Right?
Yep.
What's wrong, Mary Jane? You got a head rush?
There you go, Al. I sent you a picture.
I'm sorry. You said you were hoping to get it up.
Oh, sorry. I have no problem getting it up, Mary Jane.
I'm sorry, that was me.
I don't have that issue yet. Thank you. What?
Do you have a caulking gun and some silicone caulking?
I'm getting clear caulking. I read the stuff. I'm getting clear caulking, and I'm siliconing it on the outside of each one when we're done. All the windows, right? The panes. Yeah. Because then it stops the cold air coming through. Right?
No, it's not just that. It's to keep them from blowing away.
Okay.
Because you get a lot of wind. If any wind can get in around those edges,
they will. Yeah.
Then it's going to pop the window out.
Okay.
And it's gone.
Yeah, I know. And
the rest of the greenhouse goes because it's got an opening now.
Yes, but the good thing is those panels are replaceable.
It is, but it's still a pain in the ass.
And then you end up in Lake Superior, Al.
Yeah, exactly. Be like,
caulk them on the outside, not the inside. Ew.
What's that?
You want them caulked on the outside, not the inside.
Oh, yes, of course.
My God. You guys are killing me. Talking about all this caulk.
Because we're talking about caulking.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
You guys don't stop.
Hey.
You just got a gutter mind.
I just
Marcel?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Maybe it makes her all hot and bothered.
Oh, yeah. Good thing she wasn't on that phone call last night.
Mm-hmm.
What call? I miss it.
Darcy and I were talking about what Darcy does with gummies.
Come here.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, baby. Come here.
Now I really want to see those gummies.
Yep. Oh, God. Anyways.
Those are nice pictures.
Those are just little
Why don't you share those so we can see them, Darcy?
You can see them.
No, but I mean,
put it as your virtual background.
Use your background.
Oh.
Buddy. You can do it on your phone as well.
I know. My hands are occupied at the moment. Just give me a second.
Is that the pink panties?
Yep.
Woo.
Yep.
Mary Jane?
So that's what I had 2 branches break off of. So I have trimmed those up, and they're on the drying racks now.
Well, at least I got a bunch more of them seeds. So at least I know they'll finish outdoors. So
this is why Mary Jane's in the basement. See.
Now just figure out what the smoke is like, Marcel.
Smoking her weed.
That's why I just threw them on the drying rack and see what they're like.
Yeah. Studio.
It's the plant, and Dale can attest to this. It's the plant
basement
that did not like being beside the grimace and actually grew away from the grimace.
Takes me 3 loads of things to come down here to do stuff.
It grew away from your grimace.
It did. It literally bent,
Mary Jane.
curled away from the plant, and all the branches are on one side. There's no branches going out towards the grimace side at all.
Grimace?
Yeah, it's like concave.
Yeah, it's weird. But 2 branches broke off. One branch was 5 feet long, and the other one was 6 feet long.
That's actually kind of funny because it's called grimace.
Yeah, that's
it's grimacing at the other one. The other one's like,
that's right.
But it started when they were both like they weren't even 2 feet tall, and it started bending away from it. I've never seen a plant bend away from another plant like that. So cool.
Yeah, you don't like them. Nope. For some strange reason.
Well, they are really, trees,
it would
right?
really suck if you put them on a table and you had them intermixed.
Oh, my God. That'd be a nightmare.
Yep.
Especially when it comes time to fucking do leaf pruning.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be all intertwined.
Yeah, all trying to get away from the other ones.
Who's cutting, Darcy?
Sorry, Al.
We're still waiting to see the photo.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, MJ.
You're busy, but we're waiting.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
Sorry, I'm a woman. I'm not patience and female don't go together.
Oh, no. We'll get out of that, dummy. Get out of that. How did I do this the other day?
He's like, don't share that photo. Oh, dear God.
No.
I can share it quicker probably for you, Darcy.
Nope. No. Yeah, there it is. I figured it out.
I'm getting sick of having a mic in my face.
Okay, so while we're waiting for Darcy.
Okay.
No, you do go for it, Al, because it's asking me to upload stuff, and I don't want to upload and get kicked out.
You don't have to upload anything.
No, that's what it just told me. It said upload or sign in to edit your avatar.
Yeah, you're not in the right spot, Darcy.
No.
See, so
right,
it's
here.
it's so much easier.
Don't worry about it. It's right here in front of me. Oh, not that one.
You guys are so funny. That's funny. You're doing the same thing. No, don't do that.
So here's an interesting tidbit.
There we go. Darcy's pictures.
Wow.
That's 1, and that's 2. That's like a big horse. You know what?
Look at those leaves.
Yeah, they're a pain in the ass.
Yeah, they're a pain in the ass.
I have a plant that kind of looks like that. I almost feel like the strain is not meant to be grown outdoors.
And there are some.
Why?
There are some.
Because it's just too hard to get all those leaves out. Maybe not yours, but mine outside. It's just too hard to get all of the, the inside leaves cleaned out.
The key,
if you're growing indoors, you'd be doing the same thing.
But here, MJ, the key to that.
Yeah, but I don't like going outdoors, so I'm not out there as long.
But the key to that situation is to keep them cleaned out early when they're young, and you'll never have that problem.
But every time I pick leaves, more leaves come.
Yes, of course, because you're going to get more. But if you see, I can go out and take pictures of my plants, like inside of them, and show you what it looks like. And they were like that since they were young. Every time I see something new and green starting on the stalk in there, I pull it right off.
Well, I went out and took the bottom of the plant and just went and ran my finger along the whole stem and broke off probably the bottom half of all of
those nodes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not good for it the way I did it, but I was just like,
we were out there picking
live or you're gonna die.
We were yellow picking there the other day. And
yellow picking out.
Yellow picking. And then I used that stuff Marcel suggested. I put a quarter cup in each plant and then watered it, and then it rained all day yesterday, so it's nice and dispersed.
Perfect.
So my question, though, is how late into bud process should I be using that? It says do it every 4 to 7 weeks.
Oh.
With that, you probably don't have to feed them again. Okay. It's a slow release.
So, okay.
Because 4 to 7 weeks, you'll be getting ready to flush.
Well, exactly. Exactly.
So that's what I mean. You gave it to the right time.
Okay.
Now they've got enough nutrients to feed themselves through flowering.
Okay.
And
so
then,
even if I get some Floramax between now and then, don't use it this time.
No.
Okay.
I would.
You could use your Resin XS.
I would use the Resin XS and maybe even a little bit of the flower enhancer.
Well, we'll see if and when I get. If not this round, it'll be next round, the indoor round. Right?
I'm working on it, Al.
I know you are, buddy. I know.
So
I know the only issue is because they're in Australia. So
Yep. Well, see, the one guy's out in Toronto, but I don't know what he has, so that's
okay.
why
It's okay. We'll figure it out.
I got a phone call tomorrow morning, so
okay, cool. So listen, you guys, Mary Jane, don't run away. You look like you were getting up. Mary Jane.
What?
Okay. You guys were talking in the chat about a grow room or some equipment that you were laying out. Okay.
Oh yeah, I can't talk about this now. I'll be back. I got something in mind. It's burning real bad.
Well, anyways, so my point was they were going over. A friend has a bunch of stuff. They want to build a room. Yada yada yada. Okay, so I'm going to measure my room this week, Marcel.
Yeah.
I'm going to take some pictures. I'm gonna do a layout on, something so that I can.
Yeah.
And I want to have. I'm thinking, what do I divide it for the interim? We're going to take the tent that Dean has and bring it over here and put it up and get it going, so that we can start a mum for when we're ready. But this room is, I would say, at least 10 by 10, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe 12 by 12.
That's your total size. That's your total size room.
About that, yeah. I'll have more measurements when I actually measure out the thing. And then there's a large, probably 3 foot wide closet in there as well. So
you could use that as a clone room, Al.
Well, that's what, or for mum, yeah.
Make sure there's no light leaks, and then you could set your room up that the way it is. Veg in it for 30 to 60 days, depending on how big you want your plants, and then flip your lights.
Well, I've got about 5 feet that I can go.
How tall are your ceilings?
That's what I said.
In your basement?
Just over 6 feet. So
it's a low basement.
It's a low basement. Yeah. So what I'm thinking though is doing a couple of regulars, but then doing a scrog somewhere, doing a sea of green. Right?
Yeah, you can LST the shit out of them.
But that's a lot of extra work, though, isn't it? Like I'm just in the idea stages now. That's why I brought it up. It'll give us something to talk about. And
well, start out simple first.
Yeah, one light and a tent.
Get used to growing inside before you start going to scrogs and sea
yes,
of green,
exactly.
like
That's why I suggested bringing the tent over here. I'll throw. It's a 6x6 tent. I can throw 3-4 plants in there, and we can get them going. Right?
Yeah, but then when in your room,
yep,
grow in pots.
I'm going to use. I've got about 10 bins, moving bins that I've got now here from unpacking. So I'm going to be using those as my pots inside and out.
Yeah, they'll work good.
Yep.
Like you're talking those big plastic totes?
Yes, sir.
How many liters do you know?
I think they're 18.
That's small.
No, they got to be 100. They're going to be. I think they're 70.
Mine are 73.
Okay, so then
they're
whatever they
like 70 or 100, Al.
Well, they're regular big bins, so you know.
We'll just say they come up to almost your kneecaps.
Yep.
Yeah, then they're likely a 70 or 100, Marcel.
Yeah.
So you know them big cubes of soil, Al. You see that people buy.
But
one of them to a tote.
Okay.
If it's a 100-liter one, then you'll know, because if it takes a whole cube, then it's a 100-liter one.
And is it good to use a Pro Mix or something like that indoors as well?
Oh yeah, just go buy like a Sunshine Mix, or I buy Pro Mix.
I like Pro Mix.
And that's the BX, is it not the white bills?
Can I ask?
The Pro Mix general purpose.
General purpose is what you get, Marcel. I get stuff with the mycorrhizin.
Veg.
General purpose has mycorrhizin.
Veg and herbs. They have a veg and herb Pro Mix. A big
right,
bales.
Is that the organic one?
I don't know if it's organic or not. I can ask.
Look to make sure. See if it's got food in it, Al.
If it's organic, I can use it. If it has food in it, I can't.
Well, no, if it does,
you can.
It's just slow release food.
So to me, it's a no-brainer. The general purpose has a small amount of slow release food. It's not enough for a cannabis plant.
Okay.
But it's enough for you to miss a feeding.
Okay.
Right? Because it's always getting some food. So you just feed as you normally do. The plant's going to take it. If you're overfeeding, the plant's going to tell you.
Oh yeah, you're going to tip burning. It tips your leaves out.
What are you doing, Marijane? Making salts? Cool.
See, I'm giving you all this gross stuff now. It's not even the gross segment, Al.
I know. Well, I this is the time where we're going to, on the show, I'm going to start taking pictures and videotaping 2 old guys trying to build a grow room.
Nice.
Just wait until you see what happens when we put the greenhouse up.
Order your Panda Plastic soon.
What was that?
Order your Panda Plastic soon.
What's Panda Plastic?
Panda Plastic is white on one side and black on the other, and that's what you're going to line your entire room, including the ceiling and probably the floor.
I'm going to rip the carpet out, and I want to put linoleum down on the floor, white linoleum, because I'm going to try and make a basin.
I'm going to make you a basin anyways.
Oh, okay.
Or I'm not going to make. You're going to make you a basin, but you're going to make you a basin of Panda Plastic.
Panda
Plastic.
Expensive.
It's black and white plastic. No, not at all, Al.
Okay.
It's black on one side, white on the other. It will reflect every bit of light that hits it.
Okay.
So you're going to get that, and then you're going to get that nice kind of reddish tinted clear tuck tape.
Tuck tape. Yes. Okay. Tuck tape. I know what you're talking about.
Tape. It's the red stuff.
Okay.
And that's what you're going to use to seal every seam on that plastic.
Like you would do with Tyvek.
Same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, same thing. But you're going to do the whole room.
Now, question. I have old newspaper tiles. You know what I'm talking about, right? On the ceiling from the 60s or 50s or whatever. Okay.
Yep.
Should I, because we're talking growing in there, should I remove those and just leave the rafters?
It wouldn't hurt to take them down before you do it, but you're going to cover the whole ceiling in Panda Plastic.
Anyways, so.
And tape it. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to take the entire room and turn it into a tent.
Yes, which is, yeah. Yep.
Right?
Okay.
But it's going to be a tent that's going to reflect all the light.
So we're going to do this
really
step by
cool
step
is
here on the
cleanup.
show, right?
And cleaning up in between grows is pretty simple.
This is why I wanted to do a basin. I was going to go even one step further and put a drain in the floor so that I can just hose everything off, after a grow.
That would be a no-brainer.
That would be ideal if there's a drain available. Because if there's not a drain available, that means you got to dig up a bunch of concrete to put a drain in.
No, I don't. No, because the room itself is on a platform. It's about a foot off the ground. So there's actually nothing underneath it. I'll just go in between the braces and run a piece of PVC piping and a drain and all that. I think I got it planned out in my head. We'll see if it works.
Is this a raised wooden platform?
Yes. It's a room inside a room. They raised it up because there was a water problem down here before they blue walled the house.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is actually, it's like my secret quiet room. If I have a guest smart.
So the rest of your basement is an 8-foot ceiling then?
7.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Al, they sell that stuff on Amazon.
I could do it outside of the room and use that room as the studio, and then I get an extra foot. But is that really going to matter? Like these are the
I don't
kind
know.
of
Does
things.
that room have a window?
They all do. Yes, and I have the my stand-up air conditioner running down here in dehumidification mode, and it's taken a bucket and a half out of here already. So it's better down here. It smells better. I'm not getting, when you go down to a basement, you get that yucky,
mustiness,
musky. There's air flowing down here, right? And so it's working. I'm at the stage now where I can move things around if I need to. That's why we're having these conversations, I guess.
Hey, Al.
Yo.
On Amazon.ca, they sell 50-foot roll of it 10 feet wide by 50 feet long for $55.
Of what the plastic?
Yes.
Oh, well, send me the link there, please, and I'll look at it when we're on the show. Awesome. I'm getting excited, and then I have to start looking at lighting. I think that it's a 650 watt light that we've got to start with.
Just one?
Just one to start with, yeah. And the tent. So the tent will go up, and then the light will go in there for now. And so we can start right away. It's a sealed tent, and then I'll put that in an area where I can work on the other area and not disturb.
Have you got the exhaust fan and the filter?
It's a full kit. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
What kind of lights do you plan on running in this room?
Well, I was hoping to get some LED, but in my searching and conversations with Al Graham, he was using those the 5-watt system. It's like 8 of them put together, right? What do they call it? It's an LED system. It's like that one that the little kit that I got a while back. There's strip lights, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, and?
Do you mean a T5?
Thank you, Mary Jane. Yes.
Yeah, but a T5 isn't LED, it's fluorescent.
Okay, but it's a T5, but it's
you
a
get
bank of
LEDs for the T5.
Okay.
Yes, it's basically replace the bulb with the LED.
Okay. Anyways, we're looking at different types of light, and in the conversations, if you have a 600-watt bulb, it does not, or a system, it's going to draw that. It doesn't matter if it's an LED system or not, right?
Right.
So this was something I didn't click on until this conversation. So if I get what is it, HPS?
Yes.
Right? If you get a 650 watt HPS and a 630 watt LED system, you're still going to cost you about the same power, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So for a 5,
what about an LEC?
A what?
An LEC.
Never heard of that. What's that?
Or a CMH. Same
CMH.
thing.
I was going to tell you, Al, CMH is really, really good.
Are they cold? I've got a real bug about heat and fire and shit like that.
Ceramic metal halide. So it's not as hot as the high pressure sodium.
Okay. And what kind of price range?
Warmer than the LED. Like LED doesn't really have any light, like warmth.
Then they do a little bit from the system that runs it.
Most LEDs run at an internal temperature about 40 degrees.
It's not very much.
Not very much. No.
No, I use the.
It's only a lot when you have a whole room full of them.
So okay, so if I'm looking
a 315 LEC.
If I'm looking at adding for a 350 watt system, 5 lights.
You could go 315 watt CMH lights.
Yes.
For your veg. And then
switch
would be ideal.
You'd have to switch your bulb. You could just switch your bulb.
See, I don't want to do that. And with an
you'd
LED
be
system,
your bulb to 315s again.
If I get an LED system, I can get a system that will do that on its own. Correct?
You can tell it. You can now. You can now, but you're going to pay a lot of money for a really good LED that will give you really good results.
Yeah, you're looking at like $1,000 a light, easy starting.
Yep.
For a decent one.
Well, let's go back one step further. How many plants do you plan on growing? Because you have a limit. So, how many plants are you looking at trying to grow?
So inside, that gives me 19, right?
So you can grow 19 plants inside.
Yeah, not doing it. No. Maybe 6, 8. I'm planning on doing my 9 outside in the greenhouse next year.
Yeah.
So I'm 8 or 9 inside for over the winter as well. Right? Like I'm not going to be a fucking idiot and go and try and grow 19 fucking plants in my basement. I mean, that would just be suicide as far as hydro goes.
Because you're limited in height. No. Because don't forget, now you're going to hang a light, so now you've lost another 1.5 feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then your pot's going to take up at least
a foot.
Well, if it's some toast, they're a little higher than a foot.
Yeah, they're 1.5 feet. So now we've got you've basically got a tabletop growing space. So in your totes, you could do 2 plants per tote.
Really?
And, 2 plants. Well, because they're not going to be growing that big. Grow 2 plants per tote.
Mm-hmm.
And do 4 totes. That'll give you your 8 plants under 2 lights.
Oh, okay. That's
right.
Pretty. Now, would it make sense to try the light we have and get an LED?
Get whatever you want.
Can I run both at the same time?
That's up to your electrical power.
No, it won't affect the plants using an LED system and a highlight system or something like that.
Not really.
Okay, it might.
It's going to benefit.
Okay.
One's going to get benefit out of it.
Okay.
All right, but you would easily lay that out in your 10 by 10 room.
And still have work.
Oh, you'll still have lots of room to work because you're just going to take 4 of those totes, lay them down so they're all touching into a big square.
Would it make sense
and one light over the middle of them?
Would it make sense to split the system, split the room?
To do what?
Veg on one side and flower on the other. I know what he's thinking.
Thank you, because that's what I'll do.
If you can do that with your 8 totes, then by all means.
But then you might as well just go buy 2 4x4 totes or 2 4x4 tents. That'll be cheaper. Because you're gonna lose. What? Well, no, you're gonna lose 4 inches right off the hop for your 2x4 laying on the ground, splitting your wall. Unless you put it on the side, then you're only losing 2 inches. But
make a plastic wall of
Panda plastic.
Panda plastic. You're just gonna make one side
This
dark.
is what I'm thinking. I'm not talking about as a partition or anything like that, but I can make a curtain. Right?
You could, yeah.
You have to make sure the light can't get through. Other than
it's got to be light tight. So that's why I'm saying you can do it with Panda plastic.
Okay. Well, we'll
They even
explore
make
those
things
options
with
when we get to
zippers
that
and
point.
everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I should find a little layout, one of those design apps, and we'll bring it up on here and lay it out. And
No, I would just draw it out on a piece of graph paper and take a picture.
Okay.
I'm old school, sorry.
I could just doodle it. Yeah.
Darcy can attest. He's seen a few
graph paper things. Yes, I sure did.
Graph paper drawings.
Well, most of ours were graph paper because the little squares equal. You can make them equal a foot. You can make them equal an inch. You can do whatever you want, right? So.
Actually, Al, I have an idea. Take photos of the room, your basement, or whatever room you're going to put the grow room in, and post them in the group chat. Like, I would like to do some designing. Like, I'll draw what you would do and put this here. And
they put their grow tents up, Marcel.
Who did?
Grow lights.
Darcy, the problem is in his space he couldn't put in tents.
You could, because remember my tent was 5.5 feet.
Oh, you get those, short tents.
Mine's 5.5 feet. Well, it was.
It would be still the same thing. You're still only going to veg. If you do 2 rooms and split the rooms.
Yes.
Because
I have enough room.
If you get a strain that it flowers out in 7 weeks, all right, veg your first set of plants for 7 weeks. Flip them to flower, start your next set of veg for 7 weeks. So that the day you harvest, you flip the next ones over so you get a continuous harvest every 7 weeks.
I have enough room down here. If I move the studio to the other side of the basement, I have enough room down here to instantly have 2 separate rooms if I wanted to.
Right.
Yeah, but Marcel's saying to space them out so that way you always have something on the go. See,
and that's what we're trying to do.
I would take half of the plants out of the tent and move them over, and then, for example, in 3.5 weeks, I'd take the other half, only because I don't want to harvest and cut all of it at the same time.
And you can slow it down by doing that, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But you try and space it so that every 7 weeks, or ideally every 8 weeks, because you want a bit of downtime in there, you harvest. And it gives you continuous harvest, and you can do your smallish license that way so that you've always got a constant supply. It's a lot of work. Here's the other issue. You're going to harvest 8 plants every 7 weeks.
Yeah. I got a question.
Do you have enough room to dry?
Can I ask a question here?
Sure.
Shortly after, in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to have an empty greenhouse. So I'm going to hang all of my stuff while I'm trimming, right? In there. I'll hang it right in there. Now, can I leave it hanging out there in the middle of the winter?
Marcel, answer that.
Wait. I'm trying to understand the question. You want to harvest your plants and hang them in an outside greenhouse?
Yes.
Over the winter?
No, not just while I'm trimming. That's all. But can I hang them
Where are you going to dry them?
In your. I'm going to use your dryer that you gave me.
But inside the house.
Wait now.
Inside, yeah.
But the dryer she gave you is for drying bud, not for drying hanging plants.
That's right. But I got to put them somewhere once I pull them, right?
Well, don't pull them.
Well, I have to if it starts fucking snowing shit.
Why? They're in a greenhouse.
Well, I'm hoping that, yes, they'll be in a greenhouse, yes. So I want to try and go as long as I can, is what I'm saying. But I still need a place need a place to hang them.
Well, are you going to trim them dry or are you going to trim them wet?
Wet.
Well, then you're going to...
Okay, so then don't harvest them all the same fucking day. Don't go in and chop them all down the same day. They're going to be in a greenhouse.
Yes.
So they're going to be covered and sheltered.
Yes.
Go in, take one plant, cut it down, trim it.
Yeah.
get the buds off, put it on the drying racks, go in and cut the next plant down.
That's exactly what I did last year.
Right, but don't cut them down and hang them.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
Right?
because they're in the greenhouse. I don't have to do too much work. Yeah, okay, I get it.
Right? So save one whole step, because if you're just hanging the plants, then you're going to try and have to rush to get them trimmed.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense.
Leaving the plants live while you're trimming. And you can actually don't even have to take the whole plant off. You just go out and take off a couple
some
branches.
And do it at a time. So it'll actually be easier than doing it inside. Like, if you remember last year, I had to, not this past summer, but last year, I had to cover everything the last, because it started really raining and shit. So I went out and covered everything and then brought everything in all at once. Well, Mary Jane saw it. It was like
No, like I said, I had 2 branches break off, so I trimmed them up. That's what I did last night. Is I sat there watching Netflix, trimming.
What were you watching?
I don't even fucking remember. Oh, it was some Polish series that was on that we finished.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to but I want to get the greenhouse up first, and then we'll worry about the basement. Right? Get the greenhouse work and done, and get them going inside, and then we'll worry about the inside after.
Get yourself some smoke first, Al, and then start worrying about growing your next round.
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's exactly.
Yep. Because the biggest mistake a lot of people make is they'll start doing that building that indoor grow, and that day that you say, "Oh, I'll pick them leaf off tomorrow. I'll concentrate on this." Then you're fucked.
Yeah. No, the indoor stuff is aside from putting the tent up right away, the inside stuff is a winter activity. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're going to spend
much to do up here in the
1
winter.
to 4 hours a day inside there every day, 7 days a week.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? Because you got to feed them, you got to water them.
Yep.
Unless, no, you can't. Well,
I have water down here.
If you put a drain in, if you put a drain in, we could do an automated watering system.
In the future, sure.
Mm.
Yep. And I do have access to a licensed contractor who has an electrician and all that too. So this is going to be done on the up and up. And I'm going to make sure that it's done in a way that I can, so that other people can do this.
Here's something you've got to keep in mind too.
I'm not going to spend a lot of money on this. I'm going to do this on the cheap, and so I want to, so other people can do the same thing, right?
But something else you have to think about is you're going to be drawing twice as much power.
Oh yes, I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you're going to be running 4 lights instead of 2.
Yeah. Plus,
for your 8 plants.
Plus, I have a high efficiency electric furnace as well. So I know.
Go to one, Marcel. You could just go to 2 630s.
I think that might be what we have. It's either
for the flowering room. You mean?
It's either a 630 or
that's what I was thinking. Is 2 630s in the flowering room, 2 315s in the veg.
Yep.
That would keep the veg down enough that you don't run out of space in flowering for the same period of time for that 7 weeks.
Well, we'll see as we go, right? We'll see as we go, man.
Then it's just a matter of drag the toads over and let them go.
Yep.
Also, here's something else you got to think about, because nobody ever thinks of this, especially when you're growing inside. And it doesn't matter what medium you're using, because when you're throwing that medium out, you got to think about what are you going to do with all that dirt.
I'm going to put it in my backyard and use it for my planters.
All right.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah, planters in the front yard.
Uh-huh.
You might end up building a few new planters.
That's fine.
I've filled in a whole area.
And I am also in the woods, just outside of town. I could literally go and just, dump some soil in the woods kind of thing, literally. So.
Well, you're going to be dumping 8 totes every 7 weeks.
Okay. So that gives me stuff for next year for planting. In the
Sure
front
does.
of the house and in the back. Now, can I reuse any of that medium?
Yeah. Ideally,
Why
no.
are you smiling, Mary Jane? You're like, that was like, don't do that.
I was just thinking, I reused mine outside in the garden.
And that's.
But I wouldn't reuse it for cannabis.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Why can't I reuse it for cannabis? Because of.
Are you building it? Oh, sorry, MJ, go ahead.
I was just going to say that I don't know, but that my preference. I don't like to use it again for cannabis.
Unless you're getting into this whole no-till revolution, then because them guys do not throw their soil out. They build that over like years and years and years, and they continue to grow in the same 100-gallon pot. It's
okay. The ground surrounding the house is mostly rock, like a really, 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 really small pebbles that's been refilled because the house, it was dug all around the house, and then that's what they use. Like the stuff you'd see on a driveway, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's very probably sandy, very gravelly, and it's the texture of what's that. Now the top layer is very boggy, and there's a lot of mushrooms, there's a lot of fungus growing on the ground and stuff like that as well. So that's the kind of ground that we're dealing with. Like I have strawberries growing in my lawn. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
They're wild strawberries.
Yes, they get mowed. I'm not keeping those, but yes, I have strawberries. You can see the leaves.
Look at the look on her face. I know I'd be out there every morning picking them.
Well,
I would move those at least.
I have a whole area that has raspberries, strawberries, and rhubarb that I'm going to allow to keep going for next year.
Mowing down fruit.
It's Rose's lawn.
I'm mowing down half an acre of blackberries.
There you go.
He is too, MJ.
Why?
Because I've had enough of them. They're taking over half of my property here.
If you live close, I would be there picking them. There's nobody around you that would come get them that you trust to be in your yard.
I offered, and the only ones that showed up was Dale.
Hey, I showed up.
Dale, you need to go back.
You didn't come pick up berries.
I didn't go. I brought a bag. I just figured I'd sit and chat to you. It was more important.
No, I would have gone out and watched you pick.
Yeah, see, exactly. Watched me pick.
Oh, I wasn't going to pick.
Fuck, that's
Hello,
a thorn
Leonard.
jungle.
Hello.
How was the game?
Kind of boring, to be honest, except for a couple fights.
Would have had more fun here.
Who were they playing?
Pictou County.
Oh, so you were like really torn then, weren't you?
I always hope for Pictou County. I don't pretend. Pictou County sucks.
Pictou County sucks.
Truro good. Truro's solid team, but it was pretty dull. It was like 4-0 like 6 minutes into the game, eh?
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it kind of
dulls down the game on you.
It pretty much did, yeah. But I said there was at least a couple little fights anyway.
Right on. I'm glad you had a good time, Lenny.
Oh, it was good to go to the rink, but wasn't the greatest game ever.
Yeah, well, wait till the mask mandates come out.
We were just
on.
What? Don't fucking start that shit. I'm in a good mood.
We were just teaching Al how to build his grow room.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
yes.
we're gonna start looking at stuff. Just got another copyright strike, and we haven't even played music.
And you know what?
You got a copyright strike?
Nah, for a video from 2020. One of our Zoom videos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Thank you, Warner Brothers.
Dale was talking about building a grow room too, because he was asking me about Panda Plastic. And Dale, you're building the same size room as Al, aren't you?
Pretty close, yeah. It's roughly 10 by 10, something like that.
Oh, we should build them together. and then see who comes out with the better crop.
Well, we'll have a contest. He's been growing a lot longer than I have. So
was there like a show trading spaces?
Yes.
Al, you fly down and build Dale's. Dale flies up and build yours.
Okay, is Truro going to pay for it?
No.
No. He says very quietly, no.
That's you and Dale.
Well, I got to go now, Len says.
But you know, we might be able to sell that show.
If you film it, they will come.
If you film it, they will come.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I am going to do is put a camera up in there so that I can flip it on and sit there and watch my plants grow.
Sure.
I have 3 in the backyard right now.
Ooh. I got 9.
In your backyard, really?
Yes.
At your new place. So is it more secure, your new place, Darcy?
I don't fucking think so.
Oh.
not in that neighborhood.
Hey, I went from having 4 neighbors to having 18. So the house on the hill has a lot of people. I would say about 18 people in it, 19 people in it, and the one right beside me you'd have half dozen or more.
Well, keep your cameras up.
Oh, well, you can only do so much, I guess. Hopefully they just, I keep saying, every time I'm out there, I keep talking to myself.
So maybe you should think about a greenhouse, buddy.
No, I know what I'd like to do is an 8 by 8 by 8 feet high chain link fence with a top on it.
Fencing in my backyard before winter for the dog. My dog
you have a garage, dude.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I do.
I
can always put them in the garage at nighttime. But
see, I was going to ask you guys, at what point should I worry about them and bring them in?
Well, when it gets down September. No, when your nighttime temperatures get below 10 degrees, usually.
Well, it's already happened, dude.
It's fucking 11 degrees. It's like 11 degrees here in Truro tonight.
Oh, I thought you guys were talking about for thievery, not for like frost or like.
Oh, we've got frost warnings coming.
That's
real
what I'm
soon
thinking
here.
about.
Oh, we
Darcy
will.
talking about all his neighbors.
Oh no, that too, MJ. I mean that too.
Well, that's why. Okay, so that's why I had to put my plant where it is, and it's getting not enough light.
It's
not enough air.
22. It's legal. Leave the guy's fucking plants alone.
They'll just walk off with a bucket.
It's fucking bullshit, man. You go grow your own fucking weed.
Here's what I was thinking.
Everybody's allowed to do it. Hello?
You know those trailers, the tent trailers that pop up and go out?
Yabba.
So I have one in my driveway. It's been blocking the plant.
Why don't you just use your tent?
What I was thinking is putting the tent or the trailer down, putting the plant on top, and then jacking the tent trailer back up. So that way, if anybody did see it, they're going to have to climb up onto the tent trailer to get it.
They would try, though. Kids would try, unfortunately. Just because it's there.
Well, at least where it is, they're not seeing it. But
I'm going to mix some biscotti, some critique, Shatrique, and some.
What is Shatrique?
I don't know. It's a sativa. And some Death Bubba. Gonna put it all together.
Oh, you're talking about weed? I thought you were talking about food.
Sorry.
I got some apple face and some face melt OG.
Apple face melt OG.
No, they're two different.
No, I mean if you mix them.
Yeah.
I ate two gummies. I already feel like my face melted.
You can call it apple melt OG, MJ.
Apple melt. Okay.
I'm gonna have to order some new stuff soon.
We didn't have a break tonight.
No, we didn't, and nobody noticed.
I did.
We don't care. We don't care. What's the grow segment about tonight? It was
we just did.
Darcy's wife.
Well, we just did it for the. Oh well, yeah, Carla.
Okay, well, hold on. If we're gonna do the grow segment,
play the song.
No, she's in her bedroom sleeping. You fools! I ain't going to wake her up.
Oh yeah, she owes me now.
She does owe you, Marcel.
Yeah.
You were going on and on and on about a grow segment. Now there's no grow segment. Now I'm upset and depressed.
She was going to do the grow segment.
Oh, was she?
Well, we waited too late. That's our fault.
Well, you should have said something, Darcy.
That's all right.
We can record it one day, bud. We can record it and then play it on the show. That way she doesn't have to stay up.
Actually, there was a couple things I could do for you outside with my plants to show people. I could likely do 4 segments of what I need to do in the next 2 days.
Well, yeah, please. If you have the time, anybody who's listening, if you have the time while you're doing your growing, send us a little video. I mean, I'm learning. Mary Jane's doing pretty good. These guys, fucking professionals over here.
I'm actually thinking about starting a segment or a podcast called Bad Plant Parenting
with MJ.
Yeah, because I need to show people that although people say growing weed is easy, I mean, it's yes,
but
no.
Can really grow it in a bucket of mud.
But it's time-consuming.
But I've almost killed almost every single freaking one of my plants, but I still bring them back.
If you're going to spend $300 a month on fucking hydro, you better do it right.
Yeah, really.
Who spends $300 a month on hydro? Get an LEC or a CMH.
See,
going to cost $100.
It's not really about wattage; it's about amperage.
Yes.
Right. So this is why you can get some of these 615s that if you run them at, say, your normal 110 or 120, I guess, it'll draw 8 amps. But if you convert that over to 220, it'll only burn 3.5 amps. Well, then it's a hell of a lot cheaper to run that light on a 220 than it is on a 110.
And we have very strict peak hours and off-peak hours here. And I'm on. Do you
have 3?
Go ahead, Darcy.
No, I was just going to ask him if he had 3-phase power running up there by his house.
No. I have it's a 200 amp service.
So he's got 220.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. So you could run.
Well, he'd have to fridge or for a stove and dryer and shit like that.
Technically, if the thing's smart, if you were to try to conserve money, I would run my lights on a 220 system because it would save you it would save you a hell of a lot of money.
Okay.
Especially to get. I mean, unless you wanted to buy some of the cheaper LED lights, and I mean, you're going to get what you're going to get, but you could save yourself a little bit of money on your light now, and just get it converted over to 220, and then you're going to save. Go to Grow Lights Canada. I'll send you the link. They got some really good lights, and I suggest them to a lot of people.
Here I am always bitching about people slamming things and that on the microphone, and here I'm doing it. I apologize.
What are you doing anyway?
I am rolling up a pile of weed for my evening.
Oh.
This is my pile of weed for my evening.
Oh.
I know that tray.
That looks fun.
I have that same tray.
I think we all probably have the same tray at this point.
Yeah. I have one of them trays here somewhere.
I still got a whole bunch to give away.
It's funny. I'm going to be giving one away tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a Gize prize pack. The grinder and papers and tray.
I like the Gize little tiny grinders are fucking amazing. They're sharp. They grind really well for a single doobie, you know. But I use this one. This is from the lounge. This is what we used to grind up our pre-rolls with.
I like med-tainers.
Yes, I do as well.
Too.
Only because you can't break the teeth off of them.
Yes.
They do get gungy and they are hard to clean sometimes, though.
No, they're simple to clean. And you want to know how to do it?
Yeah, please.
A little bit of Dawn dish detergent.
Blue stuff?
Really?
The blue stuff. Just put a couple drops in it and then put it in together and start squishing it around, and it'll clean all
water?
of it off. No, just pure soap. And then afterwards you can rinse it out with water and stuff. But it actually cleans it good. What do you use?
I used a little bit of 70% ISO, and
I was going to say ISO would work really well.
And some coarse salt.
Yeah, I've used ISO in it before, but the Dawn one is an easy trick.
Have you got a med-tainer there that you can show people so they know what we're talking about there, Mary Jane?
Yeah.
I don't even own one.
I only roll like that's legit. And I have a large one. Like a big. So this is a bigger one.
And that's what's his name? We just had him on the show.
John Burfalo. And he was a promoter of Medtainer.
That's a
so
Medtainer.
you can see mine's pretty grungy too.
So when they took this,
how.
when they took this to the shows, they couldn't take pot to show people how it works, so they put coffee beans in it.
I didn't know that.
And ground coffee with it.
And it actually ground coffee without breaking?
Well,
they're amazing.
I've broken the tooth off of at least every grinder I've ever owned. Some had multiple teeth ripped off, and I cannot break a tooth off of a Medtainer.
Hey Dale,
making a bunch of noise.
Yeah.
Mom sells Medtainers, I think, for $10 or $12.
Yeah.
I bought one at Harvest Fest actually. Lennie,
So
did
did
you
Lily.
did
Lily got a new one.
Did you ever take?
Do I know what a Medtainer is? What do you want to see? Like High Canada Magazine? 420 Vancouver, 25th year.
We should get some 420 radio ones.
And like, check this out. This one's my favorite.
I'm hoping to have
Treating
some
yourself?
toques soon.
And it's the 777. Yeah.
Oh,
Toques.
cool.
Yeah. I actually won, of course, a contest, which got me 42. That's right. 42 Medtainers. This is what I have left just from gifting to people and things over the years. But some of them, obviously, I can't get rid of. I got Weedstagrams. But yeah, you literally, you can get them.
A lot of those are not around anymore, I'm sure, eh?
What's that?
A lot of those companies are not around anymore.
Wow.
No.
This is another piece of history.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love these. But yeah, it also came with two big ones.
Stuff Mary Jane keeps in her box.
You're lucky I showed it to you.
Oh, yes. We like looking at your box, Mary Jane. In.
Hey, Mary Jane.
Yes.
Your Medtainer that you have?
Yes.
That's Treating Yourself Expo. They have them for sale on there right now on the Medtainer website.
Really?
Yeah, that one on here was $420 of 5,000.
420. Ooh. How much is it? I might have to buy that one too.
And then they have a Nintendo, like an old Nintendo console or controller one that looks like that too.
Yeah, they're cool. You can get them custom made.
That's what I was trying to look for. How much the custom made ones cost?
Shit. I think I think it might work out.
You're right, Dale. Dale
each.
said growing weed is one thing. Growing good weed, good clean medicine is a whole different thing, which is true because a recreational user is going to be looking at different things than a medical patient would.
No, I almost feel like maybe I'm reading into this wrong. Dale, please correct me if I am wrong. But like, there's so many steps when it comes to growing. You might have the growing down pat, but like, did you flush it? How did you harvest it? Did you dry it completely? Did you cure it?
Did you have to flush it?
There you go.
Right.
Even better question.
That's going to be a big thing, and I'm going to start taking pictures. I've even got I don't know where it is because it's in stuff that I haven't opened, but I have one of those little eyeglass thingies, little magnifying glass thingies with the two.
The jeweler loop.
Yeah. Thank
you.
No,
it's one I got. It's awesome. It runs Bluetooth. And
I remember you were saying about that.
To your phone.
Oh, so
I want to get one. You shared it. You shared it with us before.
Yeah.
That thing's fucking cool. Yeah, Al, you should get one of those.
Show me a link.
Does it not do
somewhere, Marcel?
Yeah,
how many times micro was it?
This 1,000.
Well, I was looking at little.
Mine goes to 1,000, but the little loops
little
with the light on them, they're
connected
usually at
into,
60x.
You know the microscopes that are you just plug in, they're USB microscopes, and then you put something down in front of it, and it magnifies it and shit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get them to clip onto your phone.
Yep.
And use your lens from your camera on your phone. I don't know what kind of quality they are, but because I've never used one. I have the little jeweler's ones that are 60x, which is totally fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
But if I really want to look, then I can pull out the Bluetooth one.
I only have 25 times, and I think I'm missing out.
Yeah, ideally you should have around a 60. Most of them on the market are around 40 or 50.
My one goes up to 2000x.
Yeah.
Well, I can see the trichomes, so I figured that's all that matters. But is there other stuff I should be looking
Darcy
for?
can see the fucking atoms.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that I got, it says 2000 from 60 to 2000x.
I would like to see what that looks like.
Mine.
Like what 2000 looks like.
Take a picture of one, Darce.
Yeah, next time you're playing around with it.
Yeah, I think mine's right here, actually. I'll tell you.
What's your phone battery at, Darcy?
15%.
Let me see what I can do.
No, it's not right there. I think it's in the living room.
Yeah, dead air.
I'm opening the box.
They might copyright strike us for that. Like, you're playing Jeopardy.
Mine is called a Wi-Fi digital microscope.
All right. Do you have a link?
So is it Bluetooth?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
No, sorry, it's not Bluetooth. It's Wi-Fi. So what happens is
you bring it right onto your network.
Well, I bring it onto my phone.
Yep.
All right. Then it's going to make me connect to it on Wi-Fi, so it disconnects from your internet. So while you have it,
it uses your phone network probably.
Network, yeah.
Yep.
It's its own private little network.
Yep.
So let me grab a bud here. Make sure I've got some around. Oh, fuck, this stinks.
You know what? I went and got Speechello the other day to make us some new commercials and stuff. It's a voiceover thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, man.
I'm just trying to find a half decent picture here.
So what are you growing outside again, Al?
I have okay, let me think here. I think there's some Baba Kush or Buddha Kush.
Baba?
I got oh fuck, dude. I can't remember. I can't remember right now. If I looked at them, yeah, I'm really high. If I was looking at them, I'd probably be able to tell you. The big one is orange sherbet. There's a Death Bubba, and the ones I got from the res, I can't remember. I've got the little buckets outside, so I'll have a look and see if I wrote them down. Well, there's a lot has happened between getting them and bringing them up here, and I'm really happy they survived. Now they're fighting with the wind and whatever large animal was roaming around in the back yesterday. So far, I've seen 2 wolves, and I've heard growling in the woods behind the house. So,
you've seen 2 wolves?
I've seen 2 wolves walking down the street like they were my pet dog, just walking down the street. And this week, Rosa got into it with a neighbor's dog. Got her ear bit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Well, she broke off her chain, and she bolted, and just snapped it off the rig that I had it on, and so she's all right, but I think her ego was a little bruised.
Lovely way to meet the new neighbors.
Yeah, well,
shit happens.
Dogs get excited with each other. There's nothing once they go into that mode. Like once Rose goes into that bitch mode, there's nothing stopping her. She doesn't listen to me. She doesn't listen to anything. I had to walk over there, reach my hand in the middle of 2 fucking dogs fighting, and pull them apart. Right?
And hope not to get bit.
Exactly. I mean, I looked where I was grabbing, and I had to grab a hold of her and pull her off at that point. Right? So.
Yeah. My dog listens to me.
What's that?
My dog listens to me.
Well, Rosa is a farm dog who's never been socialized properly, and she doesn't listen to anybody when there's other things going around. And it's not the farm, so she's not used to this having to be confined. So I'm already pricing stuff for the fencing and stuff. So.
Yeah, but Rosa's improved a lot over the years.
You remember, yeah.
Oh my God, I couldn't even be around Rosa. You'd have to put her in the house or whatever, because she'd be like.
Yeah, she's very hyper.
And now she's still she comes to greet you, but she's as soon as you say enough or whatever.
She's very content to just kind of be with people, and but she needs a friend. So I'm hoping that we can hook up Charlie, my buddy's dog, and her, and so they can have some fun together. But she's 9 years old, and she's the other dog's 3. Might not work out so well. So we'll see. We'll see. But she hangs out with Steven all the time, so. Hello? Where'd everybody go?
There.
I'm still here.
No, okay. You sure?
You talked about Constantine sequel?
No, we haven't, but I think I posted a link for it, actually. They were
did. I'm fucking pumped.
And also, what was the other one? Karate Kid is getting a new one.
Yeah, it's a mistake.
Focus 2.
Who?
Yes.
That's coming up.
Focus.
And
and I heard the Santa Clauses.
Yes. Tim Allen's coming back, and Mr. Bakula will not be a part of the new Quantum Leap. He's made that very clear. He's not involved. Right? So that's Scott Bakula, right? He wishes them luck, but he will not be a part of the show. Basically.
Well, he's probably fucking 80 years old now, is he?
Scott Bakula? I don't think he's that old. He's probably in his 60s or 70s, maybe.
Long time
really?
Ago. That was a long time ago when that was on.
80,
definitely
80 something, I think it said. I was reading something about it earlier.
But I did enjoy the movie Constantine.
He's Keanu Reeves is
he's 67,
pumping out some good movies lately. I like the movies that he does. And it's interesting. I mean, I really liked the new one of the Matrix stuff, The new one was really good, and I didn't really
They
get
did,
into
good,
the
they
mysteries.
actually did a good job on that one.
I really enjoyed it. It takes you back to the original and brings you all the way up to the new stuff. And it was done
good.
really
It was a good twist.
Toasted Nana bread is so good. What's Nana bread?
Nan bread.
Nan bread.
Oh, non.
Yep.
Non?
Non.
Fucking
Yep.
East Coasters.
What?
There was something?
Nan bread down here.
It is Nan bread.
Isn't it an Indian food?
Yes, it is.
But in Nova
The
Scotia,
last Indian person I spoke
pronounced
to
nan
said
bread.
non.
It's Nan bread.
Yeah. Tell them, Lenny.
Well,
it's Nan bread.
well, I'll have non of the bread.
You have a non of the bread?
I'll have non of it.
We don't. Yeah. The rest of you fucking world can call it non, but
It's like a thick
fucking
pita, isn't it?
A thick
Yeah.
peanut?
Pita.
Pretty much.
Oh, pita.
Pita.
I like
Just doesn't
pita bread.
open up.
I love tuna fish on pita bread with a little bit of mayo and some cheese. Yum.
Well, you can do that on nan. See, that just sounds like my nan. That's not right.
Nan bread.
No, it's non. It's non.
Pot on me. Could you pass the non bread?
We didn't bring this up. Did we talk about the
Nan,
ruffles?
pass the non.
Did we talk about the ruffles? Was that on? Did we do that on here already?
I had them.
So did I. I got them yesterday.
My daughter brought them home. She's like, Dad, we have to try this.
The ruffles.
What ruffles?
KFC ruffles.
KFC ruffles.
Oh, the ones that don't taste like KFC.
Yeah.
They taste like old roast chicken.
They do taste like old roast chicken, Lenny.
Exactly.
Wait, it tasted like roast chicken. Isn't that what KFC is? It's fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
Lily
It's still chicken.
went into the store yesterday to pay for the gas when I pumped it, and she come out with a bag of them. She said, "I got these. I know you guys wanted to try them," and we had them, looked at each other, and realized that these don't taste anything like KFC. So we went and bought some KFC, and the KFC tasted like KFC.
Big surprise.
Yeah,
As it
shockingly.
should.
As it should, yes.
And the other ones literally taste like the old roast chicken.
Could you imagine if you went to KFC and it tasted like Mary Brown's? You'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
I was never a big Mary Brown's fan.
Me either. Chrissy is though. She likes.
I
it.
love their taters.
Yeah, you get their Sobeys are just as good.
Yeah,
What about Popeyes?
No, I heard now
Popeyes is
that
fucking awesome.
Tim Hortons has the best taters.
No, God, the wedges
No, you're crazy.
Well, that's what they say here.
are fucking
No,
horrible.
They
I don't care because I don't eat them anyway. So
No. Maybe
No.
hash browns.
Popeyes is the best fried chicken out of those three.
Agreed.
No, I like KFC's flavor. I like the juiciness.
Yeah, but their chickens are, I think, got cancer or something. They're fucking weird looking.
Well, no, that's what they
Big
did
Crunch
is
sandwiches.
they figured out how to cut a normally 9-piece chicken into 12 pieces. So the pieces are rather weird shaped.
They're tiny.
Because of these, yeah, much smaller because of these cuts.
No question, batter or flavor, they're the best.
Darcy?
No question. KFC.
Like they have by far the best flavor. My next choice would be Mary Brown's. Sorry, Dixie Lee, but you're pretty much at the fucking bottom of my list.
Oh, I forgot about Lick a Chicken, Cape Breton.
What about? I want to try Chick-fil-A. I keep hearing Chick-fil-A is like really good.
That was such a
It's
disappointment,
delicious.
Darcy.
Was it really?
I had it. It's good, but don't believe the hype by all means.
Okay.
Best fried chicken though that I ever had was on street corner in New Orleans, and it was friggin' awesome.
You know, I watch the Korean street food videos on YouTube a lot, And my God, some of the shit that they come up with is just amazing looking, and I want to go to Korea and try it, but I don't want to go to Korea.
Oh. Yeah, no. Chick-fil-A was good, Darcy, but not for the hype.
Not what everyone raves it up to be.
No, I didn't get it.
Yeah, it's not open 6 days a week.
No offense to our American friends, but they are Americans.
It's kind of like the hype over Krispy Kreme. I remember when the first.
No, they're fucking Krispy Kreme is fucking awesome. When you get it right off that fucking.
If you can get it fresh, then yes, it's fine. If not, it's just a yeasty donut.
Then hot. Yeah, that's what they say. A hot Krispy Kreme donut will melt in your mouth.
Oh, it's so good.
I was living in BC when they opened up the first one, and it was in Delta, BC, and they had people camping out 2 days before it opened to be first in line.
Yeah,
wow.
That's just called mentally challenged people right there.
Oh, it was unreal. The lineup they had, they sold out everything the first day.
No, they're whatever that classic sugar glaze one, their classic one, like fucking the bomb. But all their other donuts suck.
Yeah, I mean that's the only one that's really good. But you've got to get it when it's fresh. If you don't get it when it's fresh,
if it's like sits there, it's just like every other shitty donut.
I will say I've never eaten a fresh Krispy Kreme donut. I've only ever bought them from like the mall when they're like, "Hey, would you like to support our charity and buy a box of Krispy Kreme?" Right. No, I didn't actually know you could get Krispy Kreme donuts from a store. I thought it was like Girl Guide cookies or some shit.
No, they have stores.
Yeah, I seen one in Toronto, down in the beaches, but they're delicious even however long they've been sitting in the box.
I mean, they're a tasty donut, but if you don't get them when they're fresh, then they're a chewy donut.
Yeah. Well, now I'm excited. I'm going to go to Toronto.
But when they're fresh, they melt in your mouth. I mean, we used to get them. Somebody bring them into the office in a box.
Marijane visiting a Krispy Kreme coming soon.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're a good donut, but not like a Walnut Crunch from Tim Hortons that they don't make anymore, the bastards.
Walnut Crunch?
Yeah,
that was the best donut.
Not even close.
What?
No. I like.
What was it, like an old-fashioned plain with walnuts in it?
Chocolate glaze or Boston cream all the way?
The Walnut Crunch was shaped more like a
square,
a McDonald's apple pie, like a rectangle.
Okay.
And it was all chocolate with walnuts all through it with glaze over it.
Oh, so it looks like a giant piece of turd.
It did.
That's why they don't make it anymore, because kids would go out and go, ew!
Well, no, with the price of walnuts and everything, it became a very expensive donut to make. But
maybe you should suggest to them to do it for like a seasonal thing.
Did you try a donair yet, Marijane?
No, I'm waiting until I go to the East Coast.
Yes, you have to wait till you get to the East Coast to get a donair.
And she's going to have to get it at Acropolis.
No. Ravana.
No. Ooh. If she's going for the best donair, then she's got to go to Halifax and get it at King of Donair.
Oh, fuck
okay,
off.
So I'll go get donair with each and every one of you at whatever place you want. You too, Dale.
Tony's is better than donair.
Kyle's is better than
like
anybody's.
Guess
like,
what,
I
guys?
feel like we should start a poll on our Facebook page.
It's
Go to Middle Muscadava to Kyle's and get the best donair.
I would say goodbye.
I'll put Ravana and Bible Hill up against anybody, believe it or not.
He does make a good donair, Lenny. Especially that 2 pound fucker he makes.
Yeah.
What about that donair
really
place from
a 2 pound donair?
Yeah.
What about that donair place in Trailer Park Boys?
That was King of Donair,
wasn't
it?
KOD.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's time to say goodnight, guys.
Yeah, my phone's got 1% left. It's kind of last.
Wow. Look at that.
Right.
We will be back next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. And there goes Darcy. Always leaves first.
That was the 1%.
Say goodnight, guys.
Good night.
Hi,
Have
guys.
a good weekend.
Later.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Why not?
trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.